Hello guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to Premier League predictions for the upcoming weekend's games. There is still so much to play for, so as ever, do make sure to get your predictions down below. We'll go for a massive like target today as well. 688 likes on this one. Hit that thumbs up button. Do make sure to subscribe as well. And I'm joined by Sophie. How you doing?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Not too bad. Big games, relegation dogfight going on, top four battle.
It's so tight now with that Everton result.
Oh, Everton's result. Forest result.
Just the whole weekend, to be honest.
It was brilliant.
Great.
Let's get into more predictions then. We'll start with a big game for two sides battling for something. Leeds United and Newcastle United. You could say two of the best fans in the league as well. This is going to be a really good atmosphere. Leeds United's first home game with Sam Allardyce. And to be fair, losing 2-1 to Man City wasn't terrible. It's almost like the best defeat you can get. But the pressure is on. Leeds really need to get points now. And although Newcastle will be made favourites, Leeds are in a position where they probably still need to get something from this game. Newcastle did lose at home to Arsenal. I know Arsenal have been brilliant this season, but I actually thought Newcastle would get something from that game. This is tricky because they both need the points. Newcastle still need a few more points to wrap up the top four. Leeds United scrapping for their lives. Can Big Sam get a win? I don't think so. No. I feel like I'm going to go for the safe option, which is a Newcastle win. 2-0 Geordies.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to have to go with the safe option. I think it'd be a massive result if Sam Allardyce was to get the 3 points from this. I don't even see him getting a point from this either, unfortunately. I'm going to say a tighter game just because 2-1 against Man City is a good result. Newcastle, yeah, they just lost, but it was to Arsenal. I do think they're going to get back to winning ways, but I'm going to say a low-scoring game. 1-0 Newcastle. 1-0
Newcastle. Okay, big result for the Geordies. We'll move on to the West Midlands. A battle for Europe between Aston Villa and Tottenham Hotspur. Villa's form had been very good, but they've lost back-to-back games. Losing 1-0 at Wolves was a bit disappointing.
It was.
Tottenham, meanwhile, they got a win. I don't know with this one, so if Tottenham beat Palace 1-0, it's a decent result. But Villa away is a tricky one, even though Villa have been a little bit less consistent. I feel like if Villa can win this, it'll put things right after the back-to-back defeats. So I think they might be up for it, and I think they will actually win this one. Spurs, I just don't feel confident backing you, even though I know Spurs could win this game. Yeah. I feel more confident backing Villa. 2-1 Villa.
Okay, purely because of the last couple of games. I don't know if I'm going to back a Villa win. I also can't see Spurs winning. Saying that, I'm going to have to go for a draw. 1-1.
Oh, you're sitting on the fence, Sophie. Goodness me. Right, we'll move on to Stamford Bridge, where we have got Chelsea versus Nottingham Forest. Two sides that have been quite tricky to back recently, but they both did get a win last time. Chelsea with a 3-1 win at Bournemouth. Got to say, that's... Although, you know, Chelsea are renowned as one of the bigger clubs... It's
good result.
It's a very good result because it is really hard to stop a rot when it's as bad as that was getting for Chelsea. Yeah. So I will actually give them a bit of credit. Bournemouth have been good, so well done Chelsea on that one. Nottingham Forest, meanwhile, they got that massive win against Southampton, and that game was absolutely bonkers. Yeah. Goals flying in every direction, but they did get the win, and the curse is broken. Sophie backed Forest to win, and they actually won. This is, like we say, it's always tricky to back Nottingham Forest when they're on the road, but they're in a good position. Their confidence will be high. They've been playing quite well recently. They've won 2 of their last 3 games. I feel like Forest can smell blood in this game. I'm not going to back Forest to win because I do struggle backing them to win on the road, but I do think they'll get a draw, which might push them a bit closer to safety. I'm going to go for entertaining game because it seems to be the only way Forest get something is when there's goals going in every direction. So I'll go Chelsea 2, Forest 2.
I feel like purely because they're away from home, they're not at the City ground, I don't think I can give anything to Forest in this one. I know it's coming up against Chelsea, who this season have just been awful and they've been dreadful under Frank Lampard. 1 win, terrible. However, I think he's going to make it 2 here. I do see it being quite an entertaining game. I can see goals for both teams, but I'm going to back Chelsea 2-1.
Yeah, well, you're going Chelsea 2-1. Yeah. A draw would be massive for Forest, but you're going for them to get nothing. Yeah. We'll go to a game which is going to be played on the beach. Crystal Palace versus AFC Bournemouth. Both done incredible to get away from the relegation dogfight. They did both lose last weekend. Palace losing to Spurs and Bournemouth losing to Chelsea, but the pressure's off now. They've stayed up, and it's a battle for places now. Who's going to finish higher in the table? Do you know what? Palace have been really good under Roy Hodgson, but Bournemouth and their story with Gary O'Neill's they've been very underrated. So could go either way. I don't want to sit on the fence, so I'm going to give 3 points to the Cherries. 2-1 Bournemouth.
Yeah, I'm going to go the exact same, and I feel a little bit harsh on Roy Hodgson's Palace team, not giving them anything from this, but yeah, I agree with you, 2-1.
2-1. Okay, we'll move on to Old Trafford, where we've got Manchester United versus Wolves. Now, the picture's shifted with these two teams. If you'd have asked me a couple of weeks ago, Man United playing Wolves, I'd have thought that'd have been a bigger game for Wolves, but Wolves look like they're going to be staying up. Manchester United are now fighting to stay in the top 4. Their form's not been great. They lost to Brighton 1-0. They lost to West Ham 1-0. I wonder if them being back at home now and against a team that stayed up will play into their hands. But I just think Man United are faltering, and Wolves might be able to take a draw out of them. 1-1.
For me, they're taking all 3 points. Wolves are going to win this. 2-1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you think Liverpool will catch Man United?
I think they could.
Yeah.
They're on a great run at the moment, and Man United, as you say, they're kind of stuttering to get it over the line. Wolves, I think they're playing quite well recently, so why not? 3 points.
3 points for Wolves, that would be massive. We'll move down to the South Coast, where we could see the first relegation of the season. If Southampton don't beat Fulham, they are down, and even if they do, other results could still send them down. There's 3 games to go, and they are starting to, they are cut adrift, let's be honest. They needed to get something against Forest.
Yeah.
They put up a fight, they scored 3 goals, but if you score 3 goals and lose, you know what the problem is defensively, and Fulham will look to take full advantage because Fulham scored 5 against Leicester City at the weekend. I'm not going to go for anything too outrageous, but I do think Fulham will get the 3 points. So I'll go Southampton 1, Fulham 2.
Yeah, I'm going to say 3-0 Fulham.
3-0?
Yeah.
Wow, the Saints going down with a whimper.
Yeah, they're going down, and I've been saying that for a while now. They have been putting up a little bit of a fight, but I feel like Fulham are just going to put them to bed here. 3-0.
Wow. Goodbye, Southampton. Right, we'll move down to West London, where we've got Brentford versus West Ham. West versus East. West Ham, like we said, massive 1-0 win against Manchester United. Brentford lost 1-0 to Liverpool. No disgrace. But the weird thing is, I thought Brentford might be able to get something from that one. Brentford back at home now against a team they'll fancy 3 points against. But maybe with West Ham now feeling like they're staying up, and with them still going well in Europe and quite a bit of positivity now at West Ham, they might be able to get another draw. I'll go 1-1.
I can see this being a stalemate, to be honest. A few weeks ago, I probably would have edged Brentford. Well, not edged, I would have said comfortably Brentford would win this. But West Ham have had another little turn in form, and I think it's fair to say they're safe now, absolutely fine. And I don't know, I don't think either team are really going to go for it here, so I see a 0-0 stalemate playing out.
0-0? Okay, no, it's all right for West Ham. Not great for Brentford, because they can still climb the table in the final couple games. This is a big game, Sophie. We're going to Goodison for Everton versus Manchester City. First of all, Everton winning 5-1. Is that like the weirdest result this season?
I don't know about this season, but definitely of the weekend.
But that's ridiculous. I mean, even Everton winning 2-1 would have been a massive surprise.
Yeah.
So to win 5-1...
I just don't know where that came from.
I don't know, but Everton must be so high on confidence now. Yeah. They saw Leicester City lost to Fulham, and they saw Leeds United lose as well. So Everton are above that bottom 3. This game is a free hit, but I feel like if Everton could just stick to a solid game plan, they might even be able to nick a point at Goodison. Yeah. I think I'm going to go with the more realistic, which is Man City winning, but I don't think it'll be comfortable. I'm going to go Everton 1, Man City 2. Yeah,
I'm actually going to agree with you. I think it's going to be another 2-1 City win. I was tempted to say a 1-1 draw, to be honest, because I feel like Everton are just going to make it virtually impossible for Man City to break through.
Yeah.
But Man City have got the quality to break through, so I am going to have to go for the obvious here and say a Man City win. 2-1.
Both going 2-1. Okay, 2 games to go. This could be interesting. We're going to the Emirates for Arsenal versus Brighton. I feel like over recent years, Brighton have been able to take points from the Emirates, but Arsenal are a different kettle of fish this season. And Arsenal got a very good 2-0 win at Newcastle. I must say, that's a very good result. Not many teams go to St James's Park and get the win. Brighton is weird because they beat Wolves 6-0 and then they lose to Everton 5-1. They also beat Man United, but then they had the defeat against Forest. So you get this really good Brighton and this really bad Brighton. So it depends. I think if the good Brighton turns up, they can actually get something. But if the bad Brighton turns up, Arsenal could run riot. I'll go for Brighton to bounce back. I'm going to go for them to nick a point. 2-2.
I thought you were going to back them to get a win. No, I'm going to have to back Arsenal again. They proved me right to get the win at Newcastle, and I got a bit of stick for that, saying it's never going to happen, and it did. So I see them doing it again against Brighton. I completely agree with you. It depends what Brighton team turns up, and that's why I do see them getting a goal. But for me, Arsenal 3-1.
Arsenal 3-1. Okay, the final game is on Monday night, and it's Leicester City versus Liverpool. This is a big game. Leicester City going down seems a very, very real possibility now, Sophie. Yeah. 7 years on from winning the Premier League, and Leicester City they've kind of got 1 foot in the Championship. I know they're only a couple points adrift, but they've got some really difficult games, and they probably need to win this one, or at least get a draw, but even that won't get them out of the bottom 3. Liverpool have hit form at the right time, but they're doing it in like a weird way. They're grinding out 1-0s, and it's good enough. They beat... But
it's not their way, really. No, it's not the Liverpool way.
It doesn't seem like something Liverpool would do, but yeah, they beat Fulham 1-0, and they beat Brentford 1-0. I mean, they could win this one 1-0, but I feel like Leicester City, after that really open game against Fulham, this one could be quite open as well. Yeah. Leicester City, I do think will actually get on the score sheet, but I don't think I could back them to get any points, Sophie. So I'm going to go Leicester City 1, Liverpool 3.
Yeah, I'm actually going to say an extra goal for Liverpool. I feel like Leicester just look very, very leaky at the back. I am going to give them a goal, but I could see this being a bit of a heavy defeat. 4-1.
4-1. And do you think Leicester City are going down?
I don't know.
Still too close to call.
It is, to be honest. I won't give my opinion yet.
Oh, she's sitting on the fence still. Do get your thoughts down below, guys. Like I say, that is 10 absolutely massive Premier League games. Do let me know what you think the scores are going to be and which game is going to be the best game this weekend. Hopefully, we get loads of goals again. Like I say, do make sure to drop a like, and please do make sure to subscribe, as we're really close to 29,000 subscribers. I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.